Well, Simo, Jeremy McGovern, it's been close for a while now. Is he back for this one?
Yeah, he's declared himself available, which is great. So he'll play this week. So, barring any unforeseen circumstances the next couple of days, he got through training well today, and it's not one of those things that you see how it pulls up because he's not getting any assistance with it. He's pain free, so he'll play this week.
How do you feel like that setup's worked without him, and is it a blessing in disguise almost to be able to bring a player like that in after you've been winning games? It's a good problem to have, I suppose.
Yeah, look, he's been a pillar for us down back, and he's our vice captain, so we love having him inside. But we've had opportunity to play Harry Edwards, and Josh Rotham's come in and played a role for us, and we've managed to play with a different back line and get it done. So, yeah, really pleased for the guys who have filled in for him. And unfortunately, one of those guys are going to have to go out of the side to fit him in. So, yeah, good to know we've got a bit more depth than we had 3 weeks ago.
Adam, is that the one to go out? Is that automatically Josh Rotham, or do you look at maybe trying to strike a different balance?
Yeah, we haven't had match committee yet, Duff, so we'll work through that this afternoon. So, no, it's not automatic. You know, he was our trademark player. The players voted on their trademark player on the weekend, and he was that. So he was pretty important to our victory against the Blues. But yeah, unfortunately, he's been in and out of the side all through his short career, Roth. So he played well on the weekend though, and we're happy how he's going.
So often you like when you've got a strong team, you had a strong team for a while. You often need. You don't need it, but often events like this create opportunity and growth. So what have you noticed about your backline without Jeremy, and what's grown, do you think, in his absence?
Oh, look, I'd say the depth of our reliance has grown. We always want to try and blood some kids into our side as we progress through the years. So we've done a reasonable job at doing that, you know, getting Tom Cole and Liam Duggan and Jackson Nelson this year, and Roth's the next one coming through. And that's across all of our lines. So we're trying to get the best of both worlds, really, and opportunities do come up when we have injuries to our senior players. And, yeah, it probably just adds to our depth and, you know, our system with our backs. We're always working on new things and trying to master our craft down back, and quite often you just can't rely on one player. So we've been pleased with the fact we've been able to get it done without our most important defender. And like I said before, it's good to have him back.
Just one more quick one before let someone else have a go. Can you explain in layman's term what trademark is?
It's just to put the players vote on what we do and what we value behind closed doors. So the players vote on it. So it could be one act, it could be a role they play, and stuff that the players do that go on behind the scenes, I suppose. It's not always the best player that gets that award. So, yeah, he got it on the weekend, and yeah, he deserved it.
It means you're pretty much injury free at the moment, Sim. I mean, obviously we're seeing around the league a lot of soft tissue injuries and guys sort of picking up little things here and there. But I mean, how are the players pulling up in general after these games?
Well, we haven't had the compressed fixture yet, so we've had a pretty good break with the 7 or 8 day breaks. I think we had a 6-day break a few weeks ago. We haven't travelled, which we're used to travelling every second week. So the benefits of that and the shorter game, it means we've pulled up okay. We've got our fair share of niggles, though. No doubt every club's the same. I think we play Hawthorn in a scrimmage this week, and they've got 19 players available, and we've got probably 9. So it's not like we're injury free. You know, we're trying to manage our players the best we can. What will come up in future weeks will be management rather than injury. And those decisions will be made when we get to it. But, yeah, the niggles are still there. We're just getting by at the moment.
You know, when you talk about management, is the midfield a bit of an area you look at? Obviously, guys like Jack Redden and Luke Shuey have had some little time off, either with injuries or some conservative approaches. Is that a bit of an area, given the depth you've got there, is more rest periods for some of the midfielders?
That's probably what I'm talking about. You know, there's little 1 or 2 weekers. So where we've been lucky, there haven't been longer term, albeit we've had Frankie Watson did his knee a few weeks ago, and Jones is out for the most part of the year as well. So, yeah, the little niggles to our better players have provide opportunities for others to come in. So that's hasn't been a cluster yet. And when you get a cluster in one area, one line, which does happen, and I'm sure we'll get our turn, that's when you really got to look at the depth of your list. And I'm sure that's coming for us.
Just back on McGovern, does he have to wear some sort of protection this weekend, a glove, or is there anything that he can wear to make sure that it doesn't potentially get into the game?
I'm not sure. It'll be up to him if he feels comfortable wearing one or not. I don't know if he needs it. It's it's been 3 or 4 weeks now, so hopefully he doesn't need one. But if he does, it'll be precautionary. I would have thought so. I couldn't tell you. I didn't notice it today.
And before you mentioned that it was pain-free at training, but is it actually pain-free, or is he still experiencing a bit of pain when he punches it or marks it? Or
don't believe me, Chatters. Oh, mate, I haven't asked him, to be honest. It looks like it's pain-free. He's probably some discomfort there, but this has become the most famous thumb in the world at the moment. He's not the first bloke to play with a sore thumb. He's been long enough out of the game. He's okay to play, and he's playing.
Simo, you mentioned before that things are probably going to shift to a condensed fixture for you soon. You'll probably be travelling back east. When that day comes, and it's probably within a couple of weeks, what are you going to say to the guys about the mission that you're on? Because realistically, if you want to win a flag, you're probably going to have to be on the road for 7-8 weeks. You've done it before. It didn't go perfectly last time. What are you going to be able to say to these guys to say, right, this is our mission, this is the opportunity we've got? Have you thought about that yet, or is it still in the distance for you?
It's still in the distance. I mean, we're no different than all the other clubs, really, other than Gold Coast and Brisbane. Everyone now is experiencing hub life and what it's like to be on the road and being away from your families. Albeit, I think, unfortunately, Victorians have, fortunately they've got their families with them, but unfortunately they've been in lockdown, so it hasn't been much of a choice but to get their families up there and around them. So that presents different issues in a positive and negative way as well. So different scenarios this time around. We've got a couple of games to go here, and we haven't got our fixture yet, so we might be playing here for the rest of the year before we just haven't been told yet. So we'll worry about that when we need to. We're working through it behind the scenes, trying to keep our focus on Hawthorn this week. Nick Reid's going to debut for us, which is great. He's come from so far back, being a local boy playing at North Beach, 24-year-old school teacher. I think he was about to play his 100th game in the Ammos, and then he gets a go at Waffle, and then he gets put on our sup list, and now he's playing against Hawthorn at Optus Stadium. So great story for him, and those little moments, they're the things we're looking for at the moment. So we'll worry about the hub stuff when we have to.
Just one more on, I know you hate talking about the future and all that, but finals is probably the next big thing. Whether or not you'll get to host a final here, how much does that actually matter? Or is it that siege mentality, us against them, you just go, you play where you have to go? Or will you be lobbying for finals to be at Optus, whether or not you finish the season here?
You need to ask me when we make finals. So let's get that going first. So we haven't qualified yet. So I'm not thinking about finals or how that looks. I'm not even thinking about the hub. We're working on Hawthorn, then we've got the Giants. So sorry to bore you, but that's where honestly I'm at. We need to qualify for finals before we start talking about home finals.
Simo, you've described Reid and the background to what he's done to get to this stage. Can you just tell us as a player what he's like and who he maybe replaces and how he replaces that person, I suspect, in the forward line?
Yeah, he's a hard-working high half forward. He's got good goal presence, I suppose. He knows where they are. He played waffle footy last year and probably our highest goal scorer. Had a shoulder reconstruction at the end of the season, so he missed out on an opportunity to play early in the year, and we still put him on our sup list. So he's got good goal sense. He's fit and he's quick, and he's got a mature body. So like I said, really proud that he's playing for the club and he's done all the hard. No one's done it harder than he has in the last 5 years. So all credit to him, and looking forward to seeing him play.
Simo, just on the Hawks, what have you made of them this season?
Sorry, the Hawthorn?
Yeah, what have you made of that?
Well, we're only going to look to when we played Hawthorn last, and it was probably a 10-goal loss at Optus. I think the game they played on the weekend was their first loss here. So they played the ground well. They've beaten us heavily here in the past, and I'm sure they're not fearing us at all. So recent form's been up and down, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes with hub life and the challenges you have in that. So they've just got out of quarantine the last few days, and I'm assuming they're ready to go this week. They've got a pretty healthy list. I'm not sure if Smith will play or not, but like I said, there's probably 40 to choose from. And, they're out for redemption from last week, and I know how proud they are as a club and how well they're coached. So it's going to be a tough one.
That result from last year when they got you in that final round, how much do you kind of look at that, and is there a sense of, geez, we owe them for that one?
No, not really. No, we don't look at it that way. A bit of a combination. You look at what form line they've had, how they've played the last month, who they've played, what changes they've made from personnel and strategy and system since the last time we played, but also reflect on what happened last time as well. So we've changed a fair bit as well with what we do and how we play. So it won't look back too far. More look at what Freo did last week and how well they beat Carlton the week before. They played a really good, strong brand, and we'll look at the best Hawthorn the last few weeks, that's for sure.
Adam, can a coach like Alistair Clarkson ambush you? Is he he's revered in coaching circles? Can he pull something that throws you off your game, do you think?
I'm not sure ambush is the word, but he's been creative in the past. I think one thing we all agree on is he gets the best out of his players. So, not often they lose a couple in a row. I know there's been some ups and downs this year, but, it wouldn't surprise me if they played the absolute best football this week. So, like I said, we're not taking anything lightly for this year, and especially Hawthorn. So we'll be throwing the kitchen sink at them.